Maverick is a general user interface for micro-air vehicles, or MAVs. Maverick is a front-end alternative for controlling the MAV, which is currently done through a command line utility. There are 5 basic requirements that Maverick must satisfy. First, it must be able to read incoming data from the MAV, as well as send commands to control the MAV. It must also be able to replay previous missions that the MAV has flown. This small vehicle can be difficult to see, so a grounded camera must move and rotate to always maintain visual contact with the MAV. It must do this all without an internet connection. Here's some of the terminology we use. MAV, this is a micro-air vehicle. It's just a small unmanned aerial vehicle. ROS, this is the robot operating system. It's a middleware component between the MAV and the pilot. MIT Aztec, this is a package made by MIT which interfaces ROS with an Aztec MAV. Maverick, this is our software. This is the program that wraps the functionality of the MIT Aztec package into a GUI. Maverick has 7 views. The first is the map. This will be the most used component. It will visualize the MAV's path, and the user will be able to control the MAV by clicking the map. The next is the main view. This shows the speed and altitude gauges, a battery voltage meter, and a 3D MAV model to visualize the pitch, yaw, and roll. On the right, we have the raw data received from ROS. The Details tab will be where the user creates missions for the MAV and views information about the waypoints. The Camera tab will be used to maintain visual contact with the MAV through an external camera. The Log view is used to view any error thresholds that might be received, for instance, if the MAV is flying too high. The Replay view will be used when we're able to capture an MAV mission and replay it, and the Preferences view allows the user to set threshold variables and bulk download maps for offline viewing. So, Maverick is an easier way to communicate with the MAV than using the command line or writing scripts, which is currently used. The way Maverick works can be visualized with the Pencil tool in MS Paint. When the MAV receives data, it is sent to ROS, which is then sent to Maverick. If we wish to send the MAV a command, it simply works in reverse.
This is our first flight with the MAV. This is our first time actually receiving live data from the MAV and updating our GUI with that information. On the bottom left, you actually see our interface. We actually recorded this and then embedded this video within the live video that we have shot. You can see the MAV just flying around in a circle in the parking lot. We did this just to make sure we're reading the altitude and the GPS coordinates correctly, as well as updating our yaw, pitch, and roll 3D visualization, as well as our gauges and the 3D map. And you can see the position updating on the bottom left-hand corner, represented by a thin red line. A lot of it's overlapping because, again, it's just going around in circles in a small area. But you can see the gauges updating correctly with the speed and the altitude, as well as the Java 3D window showing the yaw, pitch, and roll. The MAV usually stays pretty steady because, again, it's just hovering and changing its altitude and, again, going in circles. But, yep, this is our first flight receiving live data. An additional camera tab has been added to the application. There are 2 sections within this tab, one for the live camera feed and another one for actually editing some video settings, such as quality, the directory where the file is being saved, things like that. As you can see in the video, I'm just moving around the camera using our servo motors and just get a view of what it can do. Here is actually what a live video would be like, actually shooting the MAV. This is actually video we shot earlier using just a regular webcam. And here's actually some video feed of our motors moving around without the camera mounted on it. Just so you can see the kind of range and mobility that we have there. And yeah, that's what we have so far for the live video feed.